20 Things We Didn't Know About Jay-Z and Beyonce's Marriage. Welcome back to another amazing video from Prime Entertainment Studio. It's tough to think of a more star-studded couple than Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's also tough to think of a couple that we know less about. While many celebrity romances are followed by magazines and other publications and fans have an obvious timeline, other people live a bit more privately. Even though these two have jobs that put them in the spotlight, they have kept a lot of details of their relationship under wraps. But before we continue the video, make sure you subscribe, like and click the icon bell for notification, so you never miss upcoming videos. We all consider Beyonce to be the queen and we love her so much. Whether she's releasing a gorgeous, epic album like Lemonade without any prior press or announcing that she's pregnant during a performance, we love to follow along with what she's up to. We also think that she and Jay-Z make a really great couple, and we would all love to know more about how they started dating, what their wedding was like, and any other details that we can find out. It's rare that we open up a favorite website or flip through a magazine and see stuff about them other than the announcement of a new hit track or cool new music video. Let's take a look at the love story of these two musicians. Keep watching to find out 20 things we didn't know about Jay-Z and Beyonce's marriage. 20. They chatted via phone for 1 year before going out. According to Zimbio, Beyonce and Jay-Z were pals before they started dating. In fact, they chatted on the phone for a full year before they went out. This sounds really old-fashioned and lovely. For many of us, we met our partners at school, through work, through friends, or even via a dating app. And the first few months of dating probably involved a lot of texting, but maybe not any phone conversations. It seems like a great way to get to know someone. Since Beyonce and Jay-Z are still going strong and now they have an adorable family, talking on the phone seems to have allowed them to build a beautiful foundation for their relationship. 19. In April 2003, he said they were simply platonic. According to Cosmopolitan, when Jay-Z was interviewed, he said about Beyonce, "We're just cool. We're just friends." A lot of fans wondered if the two were dating by that point, so it seems like maybe Jay-Z wanted to keep their relationship under wraps a bit longer and didn't want to have to talk about it. We can totally understand that, since one thing is for sure about this couple, they don't talk about their romance very often, if at all. That's a good lesson for all of us since we're so used to sharing everything about our lives and our relationships and our kids on social media. Sometimes, it's good to keep things a bit more private. 18. There's a big age difference. Did we know that there's a pretty big age difference between Beyonce and Jay-Z? We might not know this because it's not something that we ever really talk about. But Beyonce was 20 when they started dating, and Jay-Z was 32. As Zimbio explains, from everyone's best estimations, these two met Beyonce was around 18 or 19. Then they officially started dating around 2001, the year she turned 20. Jay-Z was 32 at that time. People say that age is just a number, and we can say that this is true. Today, Beyonce is 37 and Jay-Z is 49. 17. It wasn't until 2008 that Beyonce mentioned their marriage. It seems like 2008 was the first time that Beyonce talked about her marriage to Jay-Z. As People reported, when Beyonce was on the January 2008 cover story of 17 magazines, she mentioned their relationship. She said, "I guess probably that we're all human. I don't care if you're picture perfect on every magazine cover, and you're the most handsome, successful, coolest guy, you still get sad, and you still get your feelings hurt, and you still get confused and vulnerable and nervous and scared. You have to find a person you can make it through the tough times with." We can all relate to that, and it's pretty nice to hear Queen Bey say it. 16. They split up before tying the knot. Sheet says that Beyonce and Jay-Z split up before they got married. We probably didn't know that, since it's easy to assume that celebrities have marriages that are total perfection without any ups and downs. We would definitely assume that about this particular couple. It's interesting to hear about this since it makes us realize that everyone's relationship has some hard moments. If Beyonce and Jay-Z could be apart for a bit before getting married and now they have 3 kids and a beautiful family, then that's all the proof that we need that true love can survive anything. 15. They share the same tattoo. We've all heard those stories about couples who got tattoos of each other's names, and then broke up. Some people even say that if you get a tattoo like this, which means that your relationship is doomed. That wasn't the case for Beyonce and Jay-Z. In fact, this star-studded couple share the same tattoo. Sheet says, the hip-hop artist and Queen Bey have the same tattoo on their ring fingers. Their matching ink is of the Roman numeral for the number 4 in red ink. The pair got the tattoo after they tied the knot in 2008. The number 4 means a lot to both of them. For one thing, Jay-Z has an album called 444 and Beyonce has one called 4. Their wedding day was April 4th, Jay-Z's birthday is December 4th, and Beyonce's birthday is September 4th. 14. They had a very small wedding. According to Zimbio, Beyonce and Jay-Z had a very small wedding. They had no maid of honor or best man. But even though their wedding was small, they had one pretty epic and magical detail: they brought in 70,000 orchids from Thailand. Yup, that's a lot of flowers. Doesn't that sound so beautiful? If any of us had a tiny wedding, we can smile knowing that Beyonce and Jay-Z did, too. We knew that we had a lot in common with them, right? Sure, we didn't have that many flowers and we probably didn't have orchids either, but still. It's so nice to tie the knot with only a few of your nearest and dearest there. 13. They got married in his apartment. Yes, really. We should also know that when this famous couple got married, they got married in Jay-Z's apartment. This might be a surprising detail since we would assume that celebrities would want to get married in a lavish place. So many stars go for a fabulous destination wedding, like Kim Kardashian's amazing wedding in Italy. Well, we should also know that it's not like his apartment is any shabby place. As Sheet says, Jay-Z has a penthouse apartment in New York that is pretty big. Just how big? It's 13,500 square feet. If any of us live in apartments, our places could probably fit in his bathroom. 12. Their honeymoon was in a place we wouldn't expect. Sometimes it seems like the honeymoon is an even bigger deal than the wedding itself. Some couples go on truly lavish vacations that last 3 weeks to a month and they go to a bunch of different cities in Europe. Where did Beyonce and Jay-Z go on their honeymoon? Did they go to Europe? It turns out that they went somewhere that we would never expect: Arizona. The place they stayed sounds dreamy. Camelback Mountain Spa and Resort. It's in Paradise Valley, Arizona. Yes, that's a real place. Who wouldn't want to literally stay in paradise after marrying their one true love? 11. Beyonce likes being private and not talking about her relationships. We can most likely tell that Beyonce and Jay-Z have kept their romance very private. Although we're huge fans and wish that we knew more, we do respect that. According to Nicki Swift, the singer once mentioned her tendency to be private. She said, "I never talked about relationships. I only talk about them in my songwriting, otherwise things get too messy. It has worked out because now nobody expects me to talk about them. But it's hard too. You fall in love and you want to tell everybody. But that's a place I just don't go." We guess we'll just have to keep listening to her songs to try to find out more. 10. They give each other seriously lavish and pricey presents. It can be stressful to figure out what to get our partners for birthdays or Christmas. We have an easier time finding presents for our kids for sure, especially since our little ones are very vocal about the toys that they want. Beyonce and Jay-Z get each other very lavish gifts. Nicki Swift writes about some of the expensive gifts. Among their most lavish gifts of all time, a $40 million private jet known as a Bombardier Challenger 850 that Beyonce bought Jay-Z for Father's Day, an island the rapper is said to have bought his bae in Florida for her 29th birthday, a $2 million Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport that she picked out for his 41st birthday, and a $5 million Hublot watch with diamonds galore that the wifey is said to have given her hubby for his 43rd. 9. Beyonce was cool with not getting married right away. These days, it's pretty trendy for celebrities to get engaged pretty much right after they start dating someone. Summer 2018 saw Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson getting engaged, before breaking up a short while later, and we're still not sure if Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin are actually married or still engaged. Beyonce and Jay-Z waited a bit before becoming husband and wife though. It turns out that Beyonce was cool with not getting married right away. Fame 10 says that Beyonce once told 17 magazine, "I really don't believe that you will love the same thing when you're 20 as you do at 30. So that was my rule: before the age of 25, I would never get married. 8. Oprah told Beyonce early on to keep the relationship just for them. According to This Is Insider, Oprah once talked to Beyonce about her dating life and had some wise words for her. She said, "I remember the first time you were on The Oprah Show, I told you, don't go around telling people who you're dating. Hey, if Oprah gives you advice, you should definitely take it." We're all big fans of Oprah and think that she has some really solid views on life and love and many other topics. It seems like Beyonce took this advice to heart, since we haven't heard her speaking about her relationship except in very rare instances. 7. They wanted to patent Blue Ivy's name and it didn't work out. According to Nicki Swift, Beyonce and Jay-Z tried to patent their daughter Blue Ivy's name, but it didn't end up happening. Of all the celebrity baby names that we've heard, Blue Ivy is a really cool one. It just sounds beautiful and we think that any kid would be lucky to have this name. While Blue would be a chic name, the addition of Ivy makes it even more sophisticated. It's crazy to think that now Blue Ivy is 7 years old now. She was born in January 2012 and we can probably all remember learning about Beyonce's pregnancy and being so excited to see the first photos of her little one. 6. After fans learned they were married, no one had known they were even engaged. Many people say that after learning that Beyonce and Jay-Z got married, they didn't even know that they had gotten engaged. This is definitely proof that it's possible to keep some parts of your personal life to yourself, even when you're famous and your partner is in the spotlight as well. It seems impossible for celebrities to keep this kind of thing secret, since we're so used to seeing everything almost the moment that it happens, thanks to social media and the spread of news. Keeping things private seems to be working really well for the pair, that's for sure. 5. The couple went to counseling after their rough patch. When Beyoncé's album Lemonade came out, we knew that Beyoncé and Jay-Z were having some tough moments in their marriage. For a period of time, her fans were talking about it a lot. We know that they're still together, and as it turns out, they've done some work in order to stay together. According to Bustle, Beyoncé and Jay-Z went to couples counseling and it worked out really well. Jay-Z appeared on David Letterman's Netflix show and he said, "And much like you, I have a beautiful wife who's understanding and knew I'm not the bad parts of what I've done. We did the hard work of going to therapy and we love each other, right? So we really put in the work." 4. Paris is meaningful to the couple. Every couple has a place that seems like it's just for them. For us, it might be the city or town where we went to college and met our husband. Or it might be a vacation destination where we spend time every summer. Fame 10 says that for Beyoncé and Jay-Z, Paris is a really special city. Jay-Z has said that's where they got married and also where they conceived their daughter Blue Ivy. Paris is the city of love and a really beautiful one at that. Like the famous line in Casablanca, do we think that Beyoncé and Jay-Z say to each other, "We'll always have Paris"? 3. They had only one of the twin names chosen ahead of time. Some parents know what their kids' names will be from the very first conversation about starting a family. Others spend more time looking through baby name websites and getting advice from family and friends. Did Beyoncé and Jay-Z pick out their twin names ahead of time? Nicki Swift says that Beyoncé and Jay-Z picked out one of the twins' names ahead of time, but not the other one. The sweet and adorable one-year-old twins are named Sir and Rumi. Rumi is a poet and philosopher, so that's where they got that name. Jay-Z said about picking out the name Sir was like, "Man, come out the gate. He carries himself like that. He just came out like, Sir." 2. They had a vow renewal ceremony in April 2012. Cosmopolitan says that Beyoncé and Jay-Z had a vow renewal ceremony in 2012. Renewing your vows is a really beautiful thing. It's like a mini version of a second wedding, since you often only have the people who are closest to you there and you don't feel all of the pressure and stress of planning a huge, traditional wedding. We might not have known that this famous couple had a vow renewal ceremony, but now that we know about it, it just gives us all kinds of warm and fuzzy vibes. We can see that Beyoncé and Jay-Z have put in the time and work to make sure that their relationship is successful, and it's inspiring. 1. They love to go to karaoke parties when they're not invited. Just like we assume that professional chefs love to cook at home, we probably assume that famous singers love to sing when they're not performing as well. Sometimes Jay-Z and Beyoncé go to karaoke parties when they're not invited. Sheet says, as crazy as it sounds, Jay-Z and Beyonce have been known to crash a few karaoke parties from time to time. Sometimes they even bring along their famous friends. Like when they hit up the Sing Sing karaoke bar in Miami's South Beach with Kelly Rowland, Michelle Williams, and Timbaland. Wouldn't we love to be at one of those parties? What did you think about those things we didn't know about Jay-Z and Beyonce's marriage? Share your thought in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.